to the second game of the night. Still Triple Strike versus Take the Lantern, hoping to see what sort of adjustments they're able to make there. Trying to get into the game, that's going to be the noise you hear, but the lobby keeps being full. They aren't letting me in. Alright, so we know that a little bit of how Take the Lantern needs to kind of improve on this in terms of things like damage dealers and stuff like that. But just in terms of champion picks, do you think what kind of mix-ups we'll see there? We'll start with you, Nickel. What do you think about possible changes to the lineup?
It's hard to say. I mean, maybe get Jarvan away from. I'm sorry, but maybe get the Jarvan off the team. I feel like that you need a different champ, maybe with a little bit more meat on his bones, that can do initiations and get away, because that seemed like what the jungler was trying to do. He just wasn't able to compensate for that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that the bot lane was strong, even though I did give it to, in the last game, I did give it to Triple Strike, and I was right for some god-awful reason about the Varus and Nautilus taking it. But still, the Taric and Tristana wasn't a bad bot lane, but I feel like they need maybe a support with a little bit more CC, maybe a little bit more adaptability, something that can help out the ADC to confirm more kills. And I think Sig said it perfectly last game. The team really just needs more synergy. That seemed to be where they were lacking for a lot of what was going on in that previous game, and it just kind of bit them in the butt.
Yeah, for sure. We do have a note here that Take the Lantern missing one of their tier 2 bans was apparently intentional. Um, Not sure the reasoning for that. They just handed me the note. Um, and how about you, Sig? What are your expectations going into this next champ select?
With seeing how Team Take the Lantern had played, they might want to move more towards a pick comp, because the team fight ability that Team Triple Strike just showed, I don't know if they'll be able to match that. But if they are able to get some picks and build a comp around that, maybe to go off a little bit before late game, they'll probably perform better. So I'll look for picks to go in that direction.
Yeah, it did seem like they had a bit of a pick mentality, and unfortunately, they didn't have the meat there to survive those sorts of fights. But we'll see if they can make some adjustments for that. Also interested to see how quickly Anivia is going to get banned here.
Well, not quick enough, apparently. We see Zoe coming in for the first ban again.
It's possible they're angling to have the, what I like to call the 6th ban, because they do have first pick here for Take the Lantern, so maybe they're thinking they'll play Anivia. But we'll see. Because, I mean, there's just so many worthwhile things to ban out. They're probably discussing that right now, actually.
For sure. And I did see somebody in the chat say that maybe we could possibly get an Anivia. Yep. There you go, guys. Anivia is off the table. You guys can be happy. No more Anivia for this game.
Kenos the Prophet called it.
Yeah. Getting that picked off there pretty early. I'm interested to see if they're going to close out Vayne or if they're going to get rid of Veigar then for the last ban. Okay. So definitely scared of Hohenheim. For good reason.
I'm excited to see exactly how these teams try to sandwich together some changes that might happen. With the team fight versus team fight comp that was originally went with on both sides, I'm really thinking that this we might be able to see some good pickles and good relish, just all these different sandwiches that they're going to be able to build.
I could go for a turkey and ham club myself.
Really
looks like we're going to get a little goo in there.
Lowy get banned out there by Triple Strike. I guess they don't want to suffer the same things that they made. Oh no, Lowy was on the other team last time. That's right. Everything flipped. My apologies, folks. So I guess that shows then what Triple Strike did not like about last game. And they were very comfortable, I think, in most of the other lanes except for top lane, because Lowy was very much a presence there, and her slows are very obnoxious.
For sure. I still say that's a little bit surprising, because I mean, they seem to handle Alawi pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the what I would say was the best choice for them to ban out, but I think it's probably an understandable one just because Alawi can be such a wild card depending on where her tentacles decide to go. So got a Mumu now for Triple Strike because Zach got taken away by Take the Lantern there. Mumu, of course, another very good CC champion. Amumu's ult comboed with Varus' ult could be very obnoxious. And Xayah as well. Xayah, of course, was very impactful in quite a few games early on in the first split of the LCUS. Kind of seemed to fade out a little bit later, but hopefully she'll get something done here. And a Bard.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the first time we've seen Bard in the LCUS?
I think you're right.
I think there might have been one game with him. I could be wrong.
Might have been a gym class feeders.
Could have been. But yeah, I mean,
So it's still rare
Right.
to say the least.
Ooh, Vel'Koz. Gonna go out on a limb and assume that's a mid Vel'Koz. I would be very surprised if that Triple Strike doesn't pick up Nautilus again. But maybe they
It
don't.
worked so good at last game. Might as well keep on trucking along.
True. I mean, maybe with Xayah's ults, they may be less inclined to do it because she can dodge so much of what Nautilus puts out.
True.
But we'll see what happens because, you know, again, that's assuming that Vel'Koz is not a support Vel'Koz, but it does not look like it will be. Alright, so there's
I
that
don't think.
ban that Lantern lost.
Exciting
Part
stuff.
about this ban.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Another Nasus. Okay, so they do not want top lane getting Nasus.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
feel like that Triple Strike has a little bit more spread out banning for Team Take the Lantern. I mean, no one wants to deal with Hohenheim's mid laners, but I mean, come on, guys. Tom Kench banned for the last.
Yeah, twice now they've done that. Guess they're more concerned about that than other possible errors. A lot of range potential coming out of Triple Strike this game. You got Vel'Koz with his poke, you got Varus with his poke. Amumu can reach out and grab you. And
There's major dunk potential between a Nautilus and a Mumu. There's no safe place. Major pick comp right there.
yeah, for sure. And I'm really interested to see how this Bard and Xayah do, because they would have had to know, especially with Varus getting picked first, that this Nautilus was a potential thing to run into again. We'll see if the experience they had there will help them out. And it looks like it's going to be a Zac jungle then with that Renekton pick. Floating Teemo again. Huh?
Teemo troll.
And the Teemo
Oh.
pick comes across.
Alright. Ooh. Good.
I'm excited.
Odin's gonna get Shen. Alright, so very exciting line-up here, especially because I know Odin always likes to play Shen when given the chance.
He would get banned out pretty much every game, and pretty much every game in the last split.
With
I
two
mean-
grabs and the charm that Shen would give, Shen has, you're going to have a hard time not moving as 5. Team Take the Lantern is going to have to stick together because they have a strong team fight potential that is going to be very difficult to play into versus a pick comp like Team Triple Strike have right.
I mean, for my money here, what this looks like is this looks like a game that could very easily just have one explosive team fight that ends really badly for Take the Lantern. Because you've got Amumu initiating, Varus following up, Nautilus following up, Shen following up, while Vel'Koz is shooting a laser at everyone in the background. And that just you just can't do anything about that. So it's gonna be interesting to see who the priority targets are. I mean, obviously you got Vel'Koz and Varus, but it's Vel'Koz and Varus hiding behind 3 tanks.
Yeah, this front line is very impressive and very scary. I hope Team Take the Lantern are able to reach through that. But with CC like Bard and with deep reach like Zach has, they can deal with it. I think they're going to be able to.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Zach does because he can, of course, bounce over into the back line and potentially disrupt the Vel'Koz and the Varus. Um, and like you said, Bard does have some potential to lock down the back line or, the front line as well. So some good Bard ults would be amazing to see. I'm interested to see how this top lane goes because Renekton can be very aggressive against Shens, and if the Shen doesn't feel like being aggressive, that could be a problem for them. Um, and of course, Teemo Vel'Koz. I mean, what's the story there? What do you think that looks like, Nickel?
Well, being the cancer that Teemo is, as everybody knows, I feel like that early on Vel'Koz might. I mean, we have 2 range characters going against each other. I feel like that Teemo is kind of a good pick against Vel'Koz. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be. I'm just interested to see how much damage Teemo is going to be able to do to Vel'Koz. I feel like he's going to wear him down pretty quickly as soon as he gets some levels under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on his shrooms, it's going to be hard for the Amumu to come in to do a gank in the mid lane. But then we also do have Vel'Koz, who is just an awesome damage dealer. I feel like once he gets to level 6, all bets are off, and Teemo's going to have a hard time. And then, like you were saying, like we have a team comp here with 3 tanks and Vel'Koz and Varus in the back. It's going to be very hard for Team Take the Lantern to top that in this matchup. But it's going to be interesting to see.
I would make a counter argument that this Teemo is the perfect counterplay to the comp that Team Triple Strike is running. If you're running a pick comp, the best thing you can do is provide vision. And what's Teemo do? He has vision on cooldown. Constant mushrooms. As long as he's making sure that he's placing those mushrooms in very strategic places, you're going to be able to catch out those early picks. It's going to give a lot of advantage to Team Take.
Yeah, I think.
Well, I hope he hears you, man.
Yeah, I think the mushrooms will definitely make some kind of impact, if only to protect from being chased if they're put down effectively. But we'll have to see how it goes as we move into our second game of the night.
Let's get it going, guys.
Yeah, let's see this. See them skins. Shen skins,
Skin
of course,
analysis.
are very important to me as a Shen player. So we'll see if it's a quality skin or not. And Yellow Jacket Shen. All right, Yellow Jacket Shen means that Triple Strike wins it. Don't care what your other arguments are.
Right out of the gate. Oh my gosh, man. We're not biased at all.
We're not. I just want
Now, it would only be better if he said "get over here" whenever he said his.
Right, it would. Yes.
It would
Right. That might be pushing the line a little bit.
Again, might have to give it to Triple Strike because they have all players. Definitely not Vel'Koz. What a quality skin. But
I'm just excited to see who Von Hohenheim's playing.
Yeah, me
we
too.
thought Vel'Koz just could be anybody.
Right. I mean, I thought we were going to see a Vel'Koz in this game, but apparently I was wrong. So we'll have to see who ends up. I mean, he could be playing.
Maybe it is a Nivea. Maybe she got through.
Right. It could be a Blitzcrank mid. We don't know.
Please, players, if you're listening, if you give me a Blitzcrank mid one game, the split, I will be able to retire a happy man.
Yeah, we'll see how this
they gave me cancer with Nemo, so I mean,
I think they're looking to do an invade here. Very aggressive movements coming out of everyone here coming bot. Yeah, this could get rough. Teemo is not present. Though it would only be a 4v5, so that's not that bad. And of course, we have
counter rotation.
Yeah, we have Take the Lantern doing it too. I don't know if they. I don't think they saw what happened. I think they just are deciding to go in aggressively. Teemo
Yeah, I don't
coming
think
over
any
too.
visions caught this.
Yeah, they're just exploring, man.
Minions have spawned.
They must assume. Yeah, Shen's been spotted for sure. And Renekton.
Going on
Okay,
a nice business trip.
yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Good job by the. Oh wow, Vel'Koz. What was that?
Very, very bad for Team Triple Strike.
Yeah, very unfortunate and very rare misplay there coming out of Von
He's
Hohenheim.
like at Alonzi too.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
really good slow. And they get his flash.
Oh, Carrot.
Carrot, what are you doing?
Oh,
Carrot.
he thought about it. He thought about it.
I know you see red, my brother, but come on, step it back.
He's like, it's so close, I can do it.
Ooh.
Oh, and we do see this fight over the blue buff. Alonzi can stay.
Alonzi, get out of there.
Alright, Cupcakes manages to get the blue buff also. Oh, they could get Port Swimmer here.
Oh, flash.
Interesting flash by the Renekton. Heal goes off. Oh, they could.
Oh my gosh.
god.
This is not the start Team Triple Strike wanted, but this is exactly what Team Take the Lantern wanted.
Yeah, Take the Lantern has now got literally all the momentum on their side, and they've got to be feeling great about this. And once again, we have a Zach that's 2-0.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I didn't think anything was gonna happen from that invasion.
Well,
2.5.
Damn.
And then there's
I don't
already
think I just saw a drive-by.
yeah, I mean, Hohenheim clearly didn't think anything was going to happen either. That's why he face-checked the entire team.
God, just witnessed murder tonight. Jeez. Oh man. Take a step back.
Odin does manage to get to level 3 before Renekton even hits level 2, though, so Shen's going to have a very dominating presence early in lane here. Teemo taking a lot of damage in the mid lane. Someone's probably yelling at me to switch around the champions. Well, you know what? I don't want to.
I'll give you one guess of. Oh, pause.
Oh,
I guess now I can't switch them around. Fine. We have time.
Yeah, kind of. So I'll give you one guess for who was the person to complain about that in the chat.
I don't know. Does
Probably
he have?
both
Does he have an interesting box?
Does he have an interesting box?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
No.
All right. Well, with the pause we have here, I'm gonna be really excited to see how well, I guess just how Triple Strike manages to get back from that bit of a let's call it a bit of a detriment. It's worth noting that because Zach got all the kills, there isn't necessarily a huge gold impact on the lanes. I mean, obviously, Xayah got 3 assists, Renekton got 3 assists, but it's not necessarily a huge problem. You see, the Shen has managed to catch up on gold almost by now, if you take a look at the gold scores. Vel'Koz as well is only 100 gold down. Varus is in a bit of trouble, but that's also because he died, so got caught there. So we'll have to see how that impacts the start of the lane. I do wish that when games are paused, the observers could move around, so we could take a little bit more of a look at the lane. Currently, I just have a decent shot of the bot lane.
Righto, we're not telling you how to do your job.
We're just suggesting how you should do your job.
Exactly.
Alright, well, we'll see how it goes. Unpause. Mumu probably going to hit level 2 with this red buff here.
But really, too, saying against that that beginning, jeez, it really is got to be a letdown for Team Triple Strike. Because I mean, you got to be tilted after that. Because that anybody, I don't know, I don't care who you are, you can't be calm after that. That was just.
Now it's a question of whether that's tilting or just somewhat disheartening.
Yeah,
So it's like, man, we stuck around for far too long. And Toxic Cupcake continuing the tradition of Zach standing on wards and thinking they're not spotted.
some things just need to keep happening.
Vel'Koz doing really well pushing the lane, managing to keep the Teemo on the back foot, though Teemo has managed to heal up from a lot of the poke. Bernard's getting some good damage off on CB on that Nautilus as well.
Yeah, I feel like that Vel'Koz pick was definitely a good pick against this Teemo. Definitely had him on the ropes a couple of times.
Yeah, I think like you guys were saying more in the introduction, that it's going to be more in terms of just Teemo's ability to have presence as the game goes on. Especially because his blind really isn't going to do that much, because this isn't really an auto-attacking team until late game. So it's going to be more just, you know, helping maybe get some vision, get some strong picks on some of the squishier characters with his mushrooms.
Teemo's definitely going to want to hit 6 and then start that roam. But he can outmaneuver Vel'Koz very easily.
Not too much in the term of ganks here. Looks like LNZ is thinking about it. Oh, changed his mind. But except for Zach's brief appearance in the top lane, he hasn't really been doing too much with that. So we'll see if that changes soon as Zach manages to pick up the crab. LNZ, I'm sure, is just trying to catch up.
As you want to. I mean, he is a little bit behind, but it's not terrible.
Shen and Renekton being very aggressive. Shen shields and Spirit's Refuge helping keep him in it, though. And Shen has hit 6 now. So any sort of big fights, most likely probably going on in the bot lane. Shen will definitely be able to help out there.
I'm gonna say the Xayah and Bard are doing very well. The bot lane definitely able to push up and keep that aggression going.
Carrot's also playing much more comfortably this game than he was last time. It's really amazing what an early lead will do for a player's ability.
Right, player confidence, things of that nature. Not to mention that they do have a significant level advantage as well. About 75% of a level, which can be really big, especially when it's Xayah.
Oh, we do see having some problems in the mid lane. Does make it out with his life, though.
Ooh, Vel'Koz wants it still, though. Come on, Hohenheim, use geometry. Wait.
Geometry? Alchemy?
Alright, so good job there by Hohenheim making some space. Toxic Cupcakes probably could have gone deeper if he wanted to, but decides to back off.
Odin's in trouble in the top lane.
There's a lot of trouble going on everywhere here. Great job by Shen.
Wow.
Stayed way too long under tower. I think Renekton was relying on Cole the Meek there, which does give him the incredible sustain that Renekton's known for, but just was not enough when you pair Shen's damage with that tower damage.
Yeah, it's always rough to tower dive Shen. Regardless of what else is going on in the fight, Shen can just taunt you and then you're getting 3 more seconds of tower shot.
Hunzi might be getting a gank potential in the bot lane now, able to get Anger Carrot and the hook from Nautilus.
Good flash.
But then again it gets...
Ooh.
Never mind.
Bernard's might be able to get 2 here.
Big engages.
Triple.
Might get a triple.
Ooh.
Oh!
Gets it.
Carrot cleaning up with that clinch auto right there.
Alright.
No triple for you, Menards.
So...
Kill secured.
Once again, not the fight that Triple Strike wanted.
Revenge in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, good job by Odin staying in this here. But unfortunately does not manage to even break Zach's passive.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is not the same team that we watched game 1.
Well, you know, when you're down 3 kills early, it's really hard to swing that back the other way. LNZ in particular, you know, he was in a much different spot around this same time last game, and so that may be getting to him in terms of, you know, confidence in his abilities. But we'll see. I mean, the game is still relatively early. We've seen, for example, the last team that Hohenheim was on, Northern Storm. Northern Storm would fall behind like this and then manage to come back in several games.
Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully they can find the muster to do it again.
Oh yeah, they're down 3K, but they're not out.
We'll just have to see, especially because with that Shen, Odin can split push for his entire life. And it won't be any sort of major detriment. We do see also Huge is now setting up his mushrooms. He's got lots of mushrooms already, and it's just going to get worse.
As Teemos usually do.
As Teemos usually do. Alright, Tardis has hit 6 now, or LNZ has hit 6 now as well. So, going to be able to... If he had managed to, you know, by some miracle be 6 when he had done that gank in the bot lane, that fight would have gone much differently. So, we'll see if he takes advantage of that. Does headbutt a mushroom there for Alonzi and has to back out. Shen and Renekton continue to punch each other in the face over and over again. Xayah going in here on the Varus, all alone though. Probably not the best idea.
Oh, synergy there with the stopwatch.
Nicely done. Able to get away from that.
Shen ult use probably wasn't needed, but good flash taunt there.
No, from the kill on Varus.
Yeah, that is sometimes the problem with Shen ults, is it inspires too much confidence in the target.
We did miss a wonderful engagement from Von Hohenheim onto Huge. Huge almost went down again, but he's not able to secure these kills with Vel'Koz like he is with some of the other picks that he has.
Oh, this is going to get huge. Both junglers going in at the same time. Big Zac jump in there and bounces away the Shen and the Amumu. Shen goes down. Good play there by Cupcake. And now Shaken will get this turret.
This is definitely not the same team we saw in the first game. I don't know what switches flipped in their heads, but dang, the synergy's on point all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think... No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, after you, Sig.
They treated game one very differently. I think this comp plays much more to the player's individual strengths than a hard team fight comp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the champion selections for Take the Lantern can't be ignored because, I mean, it is a very different team than what we saw in Game 1. But on top of that, I think another thing is it could just be a little bit of overconfidence, just because of how well they managed to do, Triple Strike managed to do in Game 1. That, you know, now they're kind of still, you know, if you win something so thoroughly and then go on to the next game, you kind of have that same kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And that can be a big detriment to you, especially if you end the game, if you start the game 3 kills down.
Yeah. Not great.
Which is, you know, the other part of the story we need to keep remembering is that after that invade that happened, you know, you could be a really, really good team, but you're still 3 kills down, and that's a lot of gold to make up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's one key item in a build. I mean, if you're playing mage, that's one needlessly heavy rod. I mean, there's a lot that can be done with that kind of money.
For sure. And speaking of that kind of money, Xayah has not gone back yet. Manages to snag that turret. Now probably will with 2,000 gold in her pocket, so she's going to get a big item with that. More than likely. Let's see if anyone else is saving up some money here. No.
See Zac coming in the mid lane.
No, Zac's got about 15.
Trying to get... Vel'Koz, nice flash. Might be able to get away. No. Oh, nice shield.
Yeah, good job with that
Still trying to
barrier.
get
Oh,
away.
he's trying to go 1 for 1 there, but doesn't quite manage it.
Ought not have done that, man. Ought not.
Well, he was probably going to end up getting picked off anyway. Teemo does have a lot of natural movement speed.
Very true.
So it was probably a good call just to try to turn and maybe make something out of that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he did get close, too. Like,
Tardis has got to get out of there. I keep calling him Tardis. LNZ has got to get out of there. It's literally a 3v1 and he was getting spotted.
and delete.
Gotta secure the scuttle.
Alright, Shen's continuing to go for all of the CS that he can. Obviously a little behind, not only because of his 2 deaths and jumping the lanes, but also just because Shen doesn't necessarily have the wave clear that Renekton does.
The Rift Herald just... Oh, man.
It looks like Rift Herald might win this team fight.
Yeah, they had him down to... What was that, a 1/6 of the health?
Yeah, he was real. It was low. Port Swimmer is having a
Heal
really
for
rough
everything.
time this
Yeah.
game. Port Swimmer, on top of having no kills, he's also down 50 CS. Very difficult time for a very strong performer player.
Yeah, Varus was having a rough time last game too. I'm a little surprised, and also, you know, wondering if it's just a bad day for Port Swimmer, or if, you know, maybe they're managing to keep their eyes on him, because early game was not great for Varus last game. Not helped by Zac taking all the kills, but, you know, that's...
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, you take what you can get there, and we'll see if he's able to farm up here a little bit. I'm a little disappointed that Take the Lantern isn't being a little more aggressive here. I mean, obviously they do have 4 in the mid lane, and I believe Zac is the one with the yeah. Zac is the one with the mini Baron. Good job by Renekton.
Initiate.
Flash stun there.
Shen coming in. Good job with that taunt. Vel'Koz might get away. Nope.
Nope.
Call the Meek.
Alright, get him, Shen. Alright,
Yeah,
so Shen does manage to help clean that up. Renekton probably staying a little bit longer than he should have. If he kept running that right-hand side, he probably would have gotten out of there.
Well, it's important to point out, because they did clear the wave, Renekton was trapped between the towers as Team Take the Lantern weren't able to push up for him to escape.
For sure. Yeah, that turret is still standing, so that's good. Managed to keep the turret alive. Gold lead is now 7k for Take the Lantern. Teemo split pushing.
Though they may be very behind, it is also important to point out that with Team Triple Strike, the majority of this gold is coming from kills. There's a lot of objectives left to take, so they could close this differential very easily.
Yeah, I mean, the objectives are definitely something that are sitting there waiting to be taken by either team. Alon Z is in a really bad position. I'm surprised Bard didn't try to go in there. But Vel'Koz was kind of waiting in the wings.
That, and with the amount of meeps that Bard might have right now, I don't think Carrot could have survived.
Renekton taking a lot of damage there. Almost gets deleted.
Nautilus wants it if he gets his hook up.
I'm actually surprised he didn't just flash for it. He could have secured that easily.
I think that still might be on cooldown from the last initiate.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
Up.
Dang.
Yeah, he could have flashed and gotten that, like, easiest kill of his life, but... Might be thinking that he needs it for something a little more impressive than securing a kill on Renekton. But, you know, when you're this far behind... But it is what it is, and we'll see if the flash comes into play sometime later. Shen going back. See if Shen's ult currently up? No, it is not, so this turret is going to fall with no support. 4 people once again in the mid lane. And there isn't really much that 2 underfed tanks can do about it. Though Alonzi's trying. Unfortunately.
If they would just be able to clear the wave, that's really what they needed to do there. Really delayed on that ultimate there.
Yeah, that ultimate probably could have been used a little bit earlier. Alright, so now it's a 3v5, and the two dead are the tanks that might help protect them. But they seem to be falling back to go for the Infernal Drake instead. Currently a win more Drake, in my opinion, but, you know, might as well be careful.
8% more damage is just going to be more of a lead for the Team Take the Lantern.
Indeed. Good ward placement from both teams this game. I mean, Take the Lantern can basically see everything in the blue side of Triple Strike's jungle, which is pretty impressive to see.
Well, that's going to allow them to keep that pressure floating between mid and bottom lane, so they're going to be able to keep up these pushes that they've been doing.
Good job by CB trying to clear some of that out, though, with his control wards. Might be going in on this Teemo, but unfortunately the ward does mean he gets spotted. Good scan, though, because he anticipates that he was spotted. So most of that ward coverage I mentioned is now gone. Good job by CB again. Just keep repeating the positive feelings.
Doing support things. You gotta clear out vision when you can.
Alright, 9k gold deficit now. Baron up in 30 seconds. No vision on it. A little disappointed to see that. If I'm Triple Strike here, one of the things that I'm thinking I could do is theoretically steal a Baron, because I do have a very poke-heavy team. So getting some ward coverage on there, I think would be really great.
I'm actually surprised they're not going for that now. I mean, even before. I mean, yeah, it's really interesting.
Looks like they're trying to secure a little more territory first.
Yeah. I mean, even either team, I'm actually surprised. Although they do have them locked in a box, so to speak, right now.
Right.
Teemo's doing Teemo things and split pushing bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, this is, at this particular moment with this particular score that we're looking at, this is take the Lantern's game to win or lose. It's a question of how fed they let Varus and Vel'Koz become while they're poking about, and what objectives they choose to take or not take.
If they did have a turnaround, it would be on the back of Varus and Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz in much better positioning, at least completing his Morello's Nomicon, but Varus is yet to complete his first item. So he's way behind in terms of carry potential.
Tardis getting out pretty low, but not horrifically low as a tank. Yeah, looking at gold, Varus is a staggering 2 to 4k behind the players over there on Take the Lantern. So that's really painful. Not as behind as a Mumu or Nautilus, but you know, for a carry you don't want to see that. Shen all coming out here.
Trying to make plays here.
Yep, big flash there coming out of Alon-Z. Might be able to make something happen. For some reason he backs off. I'd like to see him go in on that. Vel'Koz targets arguably the wrong person, trying to focus down the Zac instead. Zac goes back in. Do manage to get the Xayah. Could get the Zac here too. Let's see. Does stop his passive. Gonna get the Bard. Alright. So that's the start of what they want to do there.
That was the team fight that Team Triple Strike needed.
And, you know, all started by that really good initiation there by Alon-Z.
Indeed.
Shen thinking about going back.
He can capitalize on it.
Yeah, Shen was thinking of going back, but then decides to take turret. And Varus does now complete his first item.
That Rage Blade is going to play a major part in the turnaround that Team Triple Strike is going to be looking for.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes as they move forward here. Finally getting some vision down on Baron. Hopefully Huge starts putting down some more mushrooms soon. There's a very large lack of mushrooms. Alright, gold lead is still almost about 9k again. Dragon will be up. Looks as though it's going to be another Ocean Drake. So that could be very helpful for either side, of course, but obviously more helpful for Triple Strike.
Well, while we are in this lull, I just want to invite all of our viewers, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. We are also on YouTube, where we post all of our VODs immediately after the night's matches. So make sure you head over there and check out Last Split.
Good job there by Angered Carrot taking out that blast cone so that someone doesn't jump in on their team during this. Really interested to see how this goes. And Mumu could go in here right now. Nope. 1 second too late there and gets picked off right away. Shen taunting in there. Oh, almost the entire team gets frozen there by Bard. Vel'Koz wisely flashes out. Great play there by Zac. And all you got left is Varus. Run, Varus. You can do it, Port Swimmer.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Oh.
Very
That
close.
was a pixel perfect dodge. Probably didn't even mean it.
Alright, so gets out with about 130 HP. and probably at least going to lose the inhibitor off this. Probably not the game, but we'll see.
It's gonna be close.
No, everyone's going to be spawning up here. Yeah, so they may get this blast turret. In fact, I'm surprised that Zach isn't tanking it.
Now he listens to you.
There we go.
Might be a little bit too late.
Good a boomer wall there. You're going to be able to clean up a little bit here. Once again, sticking around for a little bit too long. Good job by the Renekton closing out that Vel'Koz ult. Might save a couple of teammates there. It
Bard
does.
did a very good job with his ultimate there as well.
Yeah.
Kept Xayah alive.
Really good defensive use there by Take the Lantern, managing to not only keep at least 2 of their players alive, but also managing just to get out once they made those commitments. Probably go for Dragon after this, I'd imagine. No reason not to. Vel'Koz cleaning up in the top lane, trying to get his 3rd item after completing the Crystal Scepter. And 3rd Dragon taken there for Triple Strike. Not Triple Strike, take the lane. Sorry. Teams both start with T. It's confusing.
Both start with T. They're flip-flop the champions. It's all just a big cluster right now.
It is. Like every time I see Zach, I'm going, all right, this is the other team. All right, so a little bit of farming going on here for LCUS. Renekton is very quietly waiting there in the bushes, but Varus should be able to. Oh, nope. The stun misses, and LCUS manages to get out of there. A little bit of a flub skill shot there by Carrot. I'm sure he doesn't feel the happiest about that. 13k gold lead. How high can it go?
How high can it go?
Good geometry there, coming out of Vel'Koz. And Teemo just doing some of that split pushing. Good grab there by LCUS, but the problem is when you're that low of level, what can you do once you grab people, right?
Right.
Ooh, really good job there by the Bard. Renekton jumps on Vel'Koz, but immediately regrets it because Varus is right there. Varus almost gets deleted, but LCUS gets deleted instead. So 1 for 1 and a turret. Shen, meanwhile, having a little bit of difficulty against Teemo, but is tanky enough to handle it. Good dodge there by both Port Swimmer and Hohenheim to avoid the Zac play. Zac bounces out, manages to take out 2 thanks to that move. And that's going to be another dead inhibitor. So the 3 dead inhibitors, this is probably going to end up being game.
Yeah, this is looking dangerous for Team Triple Strike here.
Yeah, you just really played his own game tonight.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, Teemo wasn't involved in many of the fights at all. You're very right about that. Only 1-5, or 1-1 and 5. Especially considering how fed the rest of his teammates are.
Yeah, but he's farming incredibly.
Yeah, definitely really good farm. And just, it has to be said, a really good, it's not over yet. Actually a little securing there. Vel'Koz unfortunately caught behind the Nexus, so was not able to join the fight probably as quickly as he wanted to. Toxic Cupcakes gets out with about 90 health. Alright, now that's going to be game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's going to be game.
Really good job by Take the Lantern. They mixed some stuff up, had that great initial kickoff point, just never looked back.
I don't think we could have got a more exciting first set of the second split of the LCUS.
Well, definitely very back and forth, and that is helpful as well. Alright, so before we go into a quick break leading into our next set of games, I believe we're doing a interview.
believe we are as well.
What was that?
I believe we are as well.
Okay. All right, yeah, so we're getting that set up, but it's just has to be said again. Really good job by Take the Lantern closing up that series, tying it up, and just managing to do an overall really great job staying it, not letting their past past game affect how well they did on this one.
And it didn't hold Menards back at all. Menards had twice the damage of the next person on his team, which was Teemo in damage dealt, and total damage to champions was 32 out of his 34,000. Incredible play on his behalf.
Jeez.
Yeah, definitely really well done, and looking forward to speaking with the victor. It looks like we're going to head over to the interview room right now to talk about it.
And we never practiced before. It's pretty good.
Hey guys.
Right.
All right, so we got Menards and Angered Carrot here. Congratulations on exciting second game there.
Thank you.
And let's turn it over. Sig, what do you want to say to these in champions?
Carrot, Menards, you go into game one and things did not go your way. What was the mentality change going into game two that allowed you to not only excel, but blow it out of the water? I mean, you had probably one of the best first 3 minutes that we've seen in the LCUS so far. What changed? What switch flipped?
I definitely have to say that early invade that just put us ahead. First off, because Varus's death just allowed us to push our level advantage all throughout the laning phase. And that just played a huge factor in our victory there.
So, with the interactions that you had, Carrot, you were able to provide some very early aggression in the jungle, keeping that Amumu very delayed, preventing his blue buff, which was crippling to the first 10 minutes of the game for him. What was your logic going into that move? Was it the ability for Bard to rotate better? What happened there?
Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why I play around jungle as Bard like that, just because it's so easy for him to get in and out like that. I was probably collecting champs too. I honestly don't remember that part.
Well, I respect the honesty. Guys, I cannot tell you, incredible play. I'm so excited to see the growth that you're going to be able to provide your team throughout the rest of the split. What do you think we can look forward to next week?
I definitely would expect to see some more Xayah gameplay. I'm also practicing a few other champions that I will not name, but you can look forward to seeing those as well.
Wonderful.
Mystery.
Wonderful. I'd love to hear about those deep pools.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, once again, congratulations to both of you. Hoping to see a lot of Take the Lantern in this split, and you guys have a good rest of your night.
You too.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, so with that, we'll be taking a really quick break, and then we'll be moving into the next set of games, White Wolf Gaming versus Cowbell. I'll be stepping out for the second set of games, but I'll be back for set 3, and I'll be leaving you guys in very capable hands. So stay tuned.